guys, what's going on? The topic of today's video is time management and how to manage your time more effectively in college. So I'm by no means the best at managing my own time, but throughout college I did overload on my courses quite often while working on part-time internships and a bunch of extracurriculars. So hopefully I could share some of the things that helped me manage my time in college and also some things that I've come to realize after going through college. So first of all, time management is probably one of the most important things in college because the biggest difference between high school and college is that when you're in college you have the freedom to choose what to do with your time. Your professors no longer care if you go to class or not, and if you're not living at home, you also don't have your parents telling you what to do. And as good as that sounds, it makes managing your time effectively even more important. So the first mindset shift that sort of helped me transition to having all of this free time is realizing that for the most part you can choose what to do with your own time. So if you say like you don't have time to do something, it just means that that something isn't a priority for you because there really isn't such thing as not having enough time. I know this isn't really like a tip for managing your time, but I just wanted to share this mindset shift since it helped me realize that I'm not always as busy as I think I am, and learning how to prioritize things earlier on probably would have freed up a lot more of my time throughout college. It's getting kind of sunny in my room though, so I'm going to move outside and we'll talk about the second tip for managing your time in college then. Alright, so the second thing I wanted to talk about is using a to-do list to manage all the tasks you need to complete. But let me explain this one a bit further. So regardless of what system you use to create a to-do list, whether it's a notebook, sticky notes, the reminders app on your phone, or something else, writing down the main tasks you need to complete or things you want to do accomplishes three main things. So number one, it helps you remember everything you need to do, obviously. But number two is when tasks are written out, they seem a lot more manageable and it also helps you stay focused. And the third thing is you get a sense of progress or achievement when you're able to cross one thing off of your task list rather than rushing from one task to the next. So one tip that I learned from my favorite YouTuber Ali Abdaal, as well as this book called Make Time by Jake Knapp, is making a daily highlight within your to-do list for the one main thing that you want to get done for that day. It's a lot harder to get things done when you're drowning in a long to-do list that's all over the place, but if you can focus on this one main thing and get it finished, you'll be a lot more satisfied at the end of the day, and that's something that I've been trying to incorporate into my to-do lists. So for my personal system, I used to use sticky notes in my desk and a whiteboard in my room where I was able to have my to-do list visible at all times and then get that satisfaction of crossing things off as I finish them. But I haven't gotten a whiteboard at my new place yet, so for now I've been using the reminders app on my iPhone and that's worked pretty well. So the next tip to manage your time in college is to stay on top of your communications. So basically emails, group chats, and other important conversations. I never used my email that much until college, but once you're in college, everything that has to do with the school, your classes, internships basically goes through your email. So if you don't have a habit of checking your email pretty often, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of important things. I know a lot of younger people aren't that used to emailing, even though everybody has one. So a really helpful app that helps simplify your email to make it a lot more easy to use and conversational is Spike. They're actually the sponsor of this video, but I've also been using Spike myself to keep up with YouTube and personal emails for some time now, and I wouldn't be recommending it if I didn't actually use the app myself. So the Spike app is free on mobile devices as well as Macs, PCs, and Chromebooks. And basically Spike transforms your email inbox into a messenger app like iMessage or Facebook Messenger. So I'm gonna walk you guys through some of the features of the Spike app on my phone right now. When you open up the app, your inbox is organized by the people you're emailing instead of the individual email threads that can easily clutter up your inbox. So if you're emailing one of your professors back and forth a lot, it'll only show up as one conversation that you can open up and scroll through to see the whole chat. Speaking of emailing your professors, another cool feature I like about the app is that it comes with read receipts, which let you know when somebody receives your email and also when they open it, even if they don't use Spike themselves, so you'll know if your professors are purposely ignoring you. Overall, the messenger style of email also makes things a lot more efficient because it strips away things like headers and signatures and lets you focus on the actual content of the emails itself. Lastly, Spike has added some unique features that aren't found in other email apps, like being able to start video calls and set tasks and reminders. One feature I think would be really useful for students is the Spike Notes feature. It's kind of similar to Notion or Google Docs, but built into your email. So you simply add your friend's email and it sends them a collaborative Spike Notes document where you guys can work on to take notes together in class. I would really recommend giving Spike a try if you're about to go to college or already in college, and there are links in the description to download Spike for whatever operating system you're using. But regardless of whatever apps you're using to help you manage your communications, getting in a habit of checking your email, checking your important group chats all the time is going to help you a ton in college. So the third thing I wanted to talk about, and something that wasted a lot of my time in college, was trying to multitask whenever I was doing schoolwork or studying. There's a ton of research out there on why you shouldn't multitask, but I think the two main reasons why I don't think it helps students is because one, it makes you both less productive and also lowers the quality of the work that you're doing, since you can't devote like 100% of your mental energy to whatever task you're working on. An example of this is I would always try to multitask whenever I was in in-person lectures by doing things like catching up on emails or other work when we got to the boring parts of the lecture. But I realized that this caused me to do both things worse than I could if I did them both separately. My emails would sometimes have typos in them and I wouldn't retain as much information from the lecture, so I would end up having to rewatch some of the lectures later on, which just ended up wasting even more time. And the second reason is just that multitasking makes you less focused, and I found that this leads me to getting sidetracked really easily, which causes me to procrastinate, and that's like the biggest time waster in all of college. So if possible, put away anything else that can distract your focus from whatever task you're working on at the moment, so you don't feel the urge to multitask or get distracted. Okay, so the last main thing I wanted to talk about today is scheduling your time with a calendar. I was hesitant to add this since I don't have a habit of scheduling everything I need to do, and I don't usually plan too ahead unless it's a really busy day or a really busy week. But getting familiar with your calendar apps and blocking off certain times to do a task can definitely nudge you to allocate more time for what needs to get done. So I tend to only do this for my daily highlight, or if it's something that's really important that needs to get done for a day. And I like blocking off more time than I think I'll need. So if I end up finishing early, I'll have some extra time. And if I end up procrastinating or something comes up and I need more time to finish, I'll still usually be on schedule. Lastly, just remember to always take breaks while you're studying, or even for like half a day if it's during a really busy exam season. I know it's hard sometimes when you feel like you're really busy or overwhelmed, but even like scheduling a block of time in your calendar app to remind yourself to take a break or relax for a bit can help you stay more productive and motivated to study afterwards. Also, I think taking intentional breaks while studying helps me procrastinate less, since I'm setting a defined time when I should get back to work instead of just mindlessly scrolling or getting distracted without any sense of time. But those were the main tips that I wanted to talk about today and things that help me manage my time better in college. The sun is setting now and it's shining in my face, so I'm going to cut the video here. But hopefully you found this video somewhat helpful or enjoyable. And if you did, be sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments if you have any feedback or questions. As always, thank you guys so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I promise is coming really soon.